Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome back to Physgun Fireside in Denver 2025. We're back here for the B stream. It's time for the Danish takeover. I've got Beta here with me. I am, of course, Wadim, and then Stu on production. It is 1:30 for all three of us, and Beta, I'm asking you, how are you feeling?
I am pretty tired, but also pretty hyped. So, I'm feeling very smart that I didn't agree to do the late games because holy shit, like I signed up to do the 23 game. It is one. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to bed and then I'm just gonna wake up and see you like dying on camera, basically.
So we've got G6 versus QMD here, right now. Basically, I'm pretty sure both teams are kind of readying up, as G6 on one side just came off of a victory versus Froyotech that Beta, and I know you're watching the Witness Derby, but the QMD, I feel like we've been showing them a few times on the stream. I haven't had that much opportunity to really dig into their gameplay. You've had an opportunity to cast some of their games. How have they been?
They've been basically exactly what I expected, which is pretty decent. If you look at the lineup of their players, they're all good. Right? They're all like pretty good players. They're like a mid-table invite team, and that's how they've been playing. So very consistent team overall, I'd say, but just not quite at the top 4 team level, even top 5. I'd say they're just a step below that, but they're the best of the bad teams in the invite bracket, so to speak. But there's a lot of talent here. Yum Yum, good scout. Donovan, good soldier. Sam, good soldier. Psy Guy, good demo man. Gongon, good scout. Speedy, good medic. All right, just very, very stable, good team. Just I think they're gonna have their hands full trying to deal with 2 screaming soldiers flying into their face over and over again here.
Yeah, this is Kobe and Soapy playing absolutely amazing all day today. They are the sort of the centerpiece of this G6 roster, right? They operate entirely through their soldiers. But if Kobe and Soapy keep on playing like they're playing right now, then oh my god. Doesn't look like any other team in the tournament has been able to answer them so far. QMD, if they were able to do this, would be insane. But I don't know if I believe it yet. We're on the middle already, and it's early damage coming across there, but Donovan does not hit the rocket jump, and that means he is stuck back in a corner. Kobe pouncing on it decently well. It's high ground position here early for QMD, but they're taking so much damage, and no positioning at all, just stuck back, stuffed on their own sewer, and this is G6 taking mid for free, and they're looking to roll this forward. These 2 players trapped.
They might be a little bit careful when they go through this choke here. Soapy Meister's in onto the medic. He beats every single rocket. It can happen. So there we go. And Yum-Yum's behind lines as well. Okay, he is going to be picked off here, but this is looking very, very solid right now for... wait, what team are we casting again? I forgot. The team that's not G6.
QMD.
QMD, there we go. I forgot the combination of letters. I apologize. That was like WMD. Yeah.
That was looking good, right? They wiped them. That was a really big overextension there from G6, and I think QMT responded quite well. Now, it's even Uber's in onto process second. It's not the end of the world for G6. They are completely fine. But now my question is, in a situation like this, G6 are not a team that like to sit back for too long. I wonder, what do you do to break this stalemate?
Yeah, it might just be a matter of, there's going to be a sniper. Sam has come up on sniper. You can very often pick that guy off and then play off of that one-man advantage. So I think that's going to be the play. Obviously, you need to realize there's a sniper first. They have done that now. Sam has missed 2 shots. And now it's just going to be a matter of actually trying to catch him out. Because you know he's going to try go for a play. And actually it's going to be Donovan that goes forward there. Very aggressively walks out through the door. And this can very easily lead to being overwhelmed.
Oh
Soapy's
really
deep.
Soapy just speed-shotting all the way in behind. Doesn't actually win the 1v1 versus Yum Yum, though. It gives his team so much ground. You can see he actually just managed to get the force onto Speedy there. Eats a lot of damage, and now with the Demo Man, it is just the medic bounced up so high by the trap from Logan. But Speedy has managed to get out alive. Look at Yum Yum, Beta. This guy's managed to sneak in behind, straight in onto Lol Guy, and he does manage to find the shots. Now, Uber's popped, Yum Yum goes down, but that is a trade that you are looking for if you're QMD.
Very crucial play there coming out of Yum Yum. definitely helped stabilize it. Donovan has gone down though. This is just such a big man advantage. Logan gets picked off here as they jump in very aggressively. They are going to get this midpoint, but you could definitely see them try to come back in here if they're feeling frisky. They have a small Uber ad, so they might just wait. But this is actually still kind of a bad position here. Do you think G6 are getting tired? They might get fatigued here for all the games.
It's one of those things you normally don't think about, right? If you are at LAN, you play so much TF2 in one weekend compared to what you're used to. Especially we have something cringe like a job, right? We have to go to work and like go to school or something. And it can sort of eat away at you. QMD finding an opening. G6 are so low, but Kobe! The shot onto Speedy. And that means that for all of their work, getting onto second, their medic going down, G6 are about to have Uber. Everything's A-okay.
They don't have a whole lot of man advantage, though. They're just patiently waiting for those spawners. They want to contest this second point so badly, but they can't really do it. They are going to move their way out here eventually. Donovan, though, still hiding in the rafters. He's just waiting for the opportunity to find the medic and drop down on him. Looks like he eventually just jumps back to his own team here, but they're still actually just doing so much work here. Oh, in the flank. You got a scout 1v1. Yum Yum takes two players down. He's going for the back half. This is crucial. Is he actually going to get it?
Oh my god, they're not there. They're in rollout, and Yum Yum gets bowed down by Lol Guy with the save. He's had a couple of those bows already. I watched him do some disgusting things to Beeb earlier on, but that is a big salvage now. It's advantage here for Speedy. I'm not sure if they quite realize it. Scout not building. There we go. The sword does come out, and he starts hitting himself with it. But this is a sniper on the offensive, right? This is a very, very small land to push off of with a sniper as well. It makes me a bit worried. I'm not quite sure they'll be able to capitalize off of this advantage that they have been given. It's all on Zam to really find some magic going in here.
Yeah, and they're getting into lobby now. They could just push on it now, but they're being so slow. I'm pretty sure they're not going to do it, and as I say, they absolutely do it. They're in.
Yeah, the sentry gun does go down immediately from a lock and load spam, and this is Logan getting called out. Actually, now the post super a bit scary here. Donovan managing to find the trade kill into bot mode as well. Not the end of the world for QMD, who do send in Yum Yum, but the headshot from Zam, the Soapy is enough to discourage immediate aggression from G6. But this is a sniper and a demo man, and that means that you cannot really take any close range fights. If you're QMD for now, you keep your medic up. It is a 10% advantage once again. QMD, watch a little bit out there for Kobe, but I think now it's stabilizing enough to where bot mode is back on the sentry gun. Build this back up.
Yeah, the advantage is basically exactly the same as before. It's a small advantage. It's going to be very difficult to push on, but you can dot push. It's just very unfortunate that they have this sniper right now. You know, he's going to actually need to hit a shot, otherwise he's just going to be a liability. And it just slows down your game plan so much, but they're just going to go again. They know the exact Uber timings here. Sentry gun picks up immediately, and they are just in right now. Exchange Uber comes up, and they're getting chased back out now.
But as Donovan just gets in onto Logan every time for free. Nice little rocket as well onto him, but the follow-up is just not quite there. Logan is finding the kill onto Yum Yum basically as soon as the push comes in, and that already down Saigai though. Nice little sticky trap there on to Cap, or Chris rather, I think we're supposed to name him. As that means that it is one player down a piece, and Gung is finding himself bit aggressive there in rollout. Just to find the frag onto Kobe, and I think now G6 is looking for a bit of a push out.
It's going to be very difficult. There's so much spam going on here. And yeah, I still can't really call him Chris. There's like 2 Chris's in Europe already. We don't need a third one. And there's probably one in Australia as well. So yeah, I think I'm just going to keep calling him Cap, even though it messes up my tick. It actually messes up my tick sheet. You will never get a video, because when I search for Cap, I'm just getting like, oh, he killed someone and then he capped the point. It was like, all right, there's like 1,000 of those.
Well, Lucky, you're banned from you're blacklisted from the beater frag videos. This is Soapy holding quite close here. As QMD are getting into lobby. One thing we have completely forgotten to mention is the round timer. It's down to 25 seconds already, and so that means the Uber trade is just going to come in. Saigai, with the lock and load, can instantly shut down the sentry gun from bot mode, but now the follow-up is on to a heavy instead, and that is going to be a much harder nut to crack. At least immediately, Donovan goes in, but just gets blasted out of the sky by this heavy. That is getting spammed down, but is G6 holding on for now? Scout forced of Yum Yum to walk onto that point to get some kind of cap time. QMD have to send in Guy onto the point, but he doesn't get it. Round timer ends, and G6 crawl themselves back on to middle.
This is definitely a redo that G6 want. They were not playing particularly well in this first half of the map. Well, the first third of the map. And I'm really hoping they tighten up here quite a bit, because actually QMD was in the driver's seat for almost all of that. And that's not quite what you want to see or expect to see at this point. G6, they've been so good. Alright, double soldier kiss here in midair. That's gonna how we just do this first mid, and Sam immediately gets picked off.
I think it's worth mentioning, right? If you look at G6's schedule, they've kind of gone through all of their opponents that you would consider the toughest opponents, right? They played against Witness Gaming Australia, they played against Witness Gaming Europe, they played against Froyotech now, they've beaten all of them. All that really remains are sort of these teams that you expect them to beat. And this time around, though, their middle much more successful. Look at Speedy. He's 80% hiding in spawn, but there are no one up alive, and that means so much space for G6 to take as Kobe does bump forwards, but the heavy from Yum Yum, it's enough to dissuade the push for now. Counter-sack does come in, lots of damage dealt, but this is a very, very low Zam, but just Speedy with that bow, picking up the kill into Kobe now. A bit scary for Cap as well, has to back off. QMD, they can look for the re-aggression here.
Sending some players who lower, quite aggressively pushing out. Sam is on the flank as well, just causing a havoc and a headache. And actually Soapy Meister is behind lines as well. That's going to pull players back. There's only now a single soldier here left in any kind of position to do something, and that's Sam playing a 1v3 in sewers. Not an easy task, and eventually they are going to weather the storm, and now it's actually going to be G6 going in here. They're sending a soldier behind. Well, so he thought. He got absolutely destroyed by a sentry gun, and all of a sudden it just turns around once again. Actually, Donovan will end up trading out with Bob mode.
That's a bit of a confusing bomb from Donovan, I'm not going to lie. Like, you can kind of see the theory a little bit, and maybe there's a medic there, but instead you kind of just end up bombing bot mode. It doesn't really do anything. But this bomb onto Logan, on the other hand, very, very nice there for QMD. Now no Demo Man makes this a lot trickier for G6 to hold on to second here. As Gungan is in before the rest of his team, really. He's going to eat a lot of damage. That means that G6 actually looking to play this forward a bit aggressively here as the Uber comes out now. Traded across. Speedy is low, and the snipe from bot mode means that both scouts are now down. Donovan falls earlier on in the fight, and G6 find themselves with a 3-man advantage. Pushing in onto last, and Kobe is in through right side for free. Soapy with a nice, beautiful little rocket there onto Sam. And there we go. Speedy cleaned up around on the board. G6 are looking to stay undefeated.
Gotta protect that record. It was kind of funny how they got their Uber Force out, but they sacked both scouts for it there, and then G6 just had way too many players pushing in onto the last. So that's going to be the first round on the board for them. Definitely sorely needed. They've actually looked kind of shaky. I'm kind of impressed with QMD's play so far. They've been playing really well. I hope they keep that up. Are we going to see a fast roller here from Soapy Meister? Looks like no. He's going to just wait a little bit more. Be patient.
It's early damage from bot mode, or from Soapy rather, in onto the enemy combo there, but it's Yum Yum falling first to Stickies. The bomb comes forwards out of Donovan. Guy doing a lot of damage as well, but they're not finding that many frags. Just Soapy and Cap falling, and that is more than enough for G6 to just maintain control of that middle. It's one final little Hail Mary play from Donovan, which just meets a bot mode straight in his face. It's 3 down. G6 take middle, and I'm not really sure if there's much of a contest happening from QMD. Gun. Look for it a little bit, but that's Yum Yum up on the sniper, and that means he falls. Nice little bow.
Alright, the
G6 can roll this.
Snipe. Yeah.
That's scary.
Bit of a reversal there. Sniper gets sniped by the medic. Usually the opposite of what you see. Are they actually going to push on this 1-man advantage, though? They might just pressure it out, and then Guy gets picked off. That's huge. And now I think they're just going to look to get the exchange out. They're getting so many players. Speedy dropped. How? This is crazy, Wanden. They just outplayed them so hard there.
These are the types of rounds that really, when G6 are on their A game, they are the scariest team in the world. And it's off of rounds like that, where they kind of don't have advantages. but they roll off of a sniper pick on the process lost, which I think they're the only team in the world that are capable of making a play like that in through that. And they just managed to find the perfect little pick on to Saigai straight away at the start of it, but then following up with that medic drop, there's nothing to do for QMD. And G6, when they're rolling like that, no one can really stop them.
Well, speaking of Saigai, he was very weak going into mid here and also quite slow, so he was basically out of the fight for the entire first half of it. Kobe comes out through this side entrance here, actually does quite a bit of damage. Looks like everyone's just concentrated on this one side here for QMD. They have the low ground and they're just slowly being picked apart here. Very comfortable mid right here looking at for G6. They are in peak condition right now, just rolling forward through this choke.
Perhaps taking a little bit to warm up to the game, but now you can see Soapy really fancies himself to follow up that aggression. Spawners still not quite there for QMD, which means they have to be really careful. This is where G6 thrive in these kind of player advantage situations. As Donovan on a little bit of a flank in through top PC, but he has been spotted already. It's a counter bomb from Soapy. They're just looking to get this kill onto Donovan, as Soapy does fall, but now it's 2 frags. No Demo Man on the side of QMD makes this so much harder to hold. Still have an Uber to work with on Speedy, but he is already down, and that means the Force has to come back out. Trade onto Logan is decent start, but the flash now comes in through bot mode, and it's going to last for so much longer, but the flank from Kobe does not resolve into much of anything at all, but Speedy is alone with Yum Yum. Don't think that's enough.
Yeah, lives up to his name and just pedals out of there. No problem. Saigai wants to contest this point, it looks like. That's very brave here. Double Sorter comes in, big bomb, scout follow-up, very good aggression. Kobe will fail the spoon here, but Sam is not in a great position.
G6 are absolutely collapsing right now. This fight for QMD is so good. They find everyone, and the taunt comes out from Lol Guy now. Even the flank from Kobe does nothing, pizza. And there we go. QMD, complete wipe.
I was really surprised to see that. I thought they were absolutely getting mulched, but they just all survived on really low health. There's bot mode, takes down Sam midair. You will not escape.
Look at
Nice
Sophie as well.
spawn.
Sophie's found himself in IT. They're not checking for this at all on QMD. You have to be so careful of this flank. You're already watching Kobe out front, who's just in, trying to cause some havoc, while now Soapy can come in, crunch in behind, kill onto Yum Yum, on to Saigao now as well, who's finding a bit of damage onto Soapy, but he's just opened the door for the rest of his team to come in, get that force. Now bot mode on the sniper, but Speedy is unable to get anything else done. This is a blue scout, just straight onto Gung Gung, who wins the 1v1 onto Cap. But what do you do now? It is bot mode, and he's hitting shots there on the sniper.
Definitely contributing. Sniper
Oh my
can
god.
be very hit and miss, quite literally, and he is hitting right now. I don't think Speedy's gonna be able to get out of here. He's being cut off really badly. But actually, the team are gonna come in here. Eventually gets picked off. Then Kobe comes screaming in. No problem at all. Another shot hit there by bot mode. Scout trying to escape, unable to do so. This side guy actually might get picked off as well. He's not out of this. He's so weak. Just some pot shots. Ooh. Okay. Gets hit by the actual
well, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice little snipe there from Gung Gung. Does take down Kobe, but everyone else on your team is dead. As the forward spawn, or the spawners rather, do just come out, right? But there's so much space taken by G6 already in onto this last. This bot mode sniper has been causing so much havoc on this QMD side. Is now Speedy all alone, once again, has to surf around the rockets, but there are so many shots circling his name. As bot mode is taken down on the flag, but is it just too little too late? Navin is in onto Logan, actually, but it's still just 2 members up against the world on G6, and they might just find one, but Saigai is just too low. He cannot clean it all up, and G6, 3 rounds.
I love how they just did not play the point. They just refused to. They wanted all the kills here, wanted collecting all of them. That's just evil. Just absolutely playing the logs. It's great stuff to see. They're really feeling themselves now. They're getting really confident. And why wouldn't they? They have the perfect record today. So let's see what happens on this mid. We haven't seen any fast rollouts from Soapy so far. I've seen quite a few of them early on, and oh my god, he actually gets denied super hard by Saigai.
Yeah, completely shut down that. That was really nice from Saigai, expecting it, reading him like a book. Now back on middle here, as Soapy goes for a repeat bomb so high in, looking to create space for his team more than anything. Not quite following up on it, but they do manage to find that early pick onto Zam. Now look at the positioning for QMD, relying on Donovan to go in. It does massive damage there. Bot mode falling, the rest of the team taking a lot of damage as well. The bomb from Soapy is unsupported as they're busy dealing with the Donovan bomb in, and now suddenly G6, they have nothing to do on this mid fight.
That was a really strong bomb there from Donovan. He got in, did a ton of damage, and then also just soaked up a ton of attention as well, didn't die. And he is now on the flank area. He's hiding up top here. They haven't spotted him yet. He's not in a prime position just yet, but if G6 find themselves pushing forward, they could very well get flanked here by him.
It's a bit scary here. Bot mode is just going to run straight into him, but no one really ends up falling in that exchange.
They haven't spotted him.
He's actually not. Wait, he's on Spy, so that's why they didn't spot him. He's invisible, and he's spotting this sniper, by the way, calling this to his team. Spots the back of the medic as well. This is bot mode. Could just go for the hero play. He's going to uncloak. This is a sniper behind him. They're not going to see it. They're staring at the scout in front. Bot mode's going to come in with the butter knife so far, and now it's one scout. Yum Yum is up, but look at the pistol. It doesn't quite get the damage. The soldier spam from Soapy is good, but they are all getting cleaned up by QMD now. Spy play unsuccessful. Deterred, and QMD, massive advantage here. 2 players up, and they should be looking for a force play. Some kind of angle here for their snipers, surely.
Yeah, Logan is actually holding really far forward. I think a lot of medics would just hit and spawn. Logan dies as well. There's no way, right, that he doesn't get forced in. He has to be forced.
It is the sniper coming in. Gungun goes forwards as well. They do get this force, but Yum Yum, I think, might also get traded. Finds that final little kill into bot mode. And look at Logai. He's actually really low on that post uber. Not quite cold. And unfortunately, Donovan has to back out with his medic as Soapy is in chasing with the rest of his team. Calf now collapsing in onto Saigai, who manages to discourage further aggression for now with that. Can we be honest? Dude, this weapon, this lock and load weapon is so overpowered.
Yeah. It actually makes a lot of sense. I'm expecting more and more players to switch to it, you know, assuming that it's actually legal, just because it's one of those weapons that just scales with skill really well, right? And opponents can't really react to it in the same way. So it's much more about how good you are and much less about how good your opponent is. So it's just one of those things you can get more skilled at and you'll feel it a lot more than with pipes where you have to do a lot of prediction and people can dodge it. And oh my god. Kobe does not dodge that one.
This Sam sniper is kind of doing numbers a little bit, sowing seeds of chaos. But what do you do? Like it's one soldier pick on it to process second, right? You still have to sort of play this out. Even Ubers, you can see QMD are kind of playing with the space, but Saigai's eating so much damage here. G6 have corralled around their missing soldier, and now they're setting in a Donovan sack, but it doesn't quite find the kill onto Logan instead. Now, that's kind of the end of your play. You cannot hold on to second for much longer, and G6 already willing, frothing at the mouth to just go back in onto middle. They're not going to go. Instead, they're going to sit back here through choke. Saigai sets up sickies, and I think we stabilized.
And this is kind of nice for QMD in that they have a sniper, so they're well set up for this kind of stalemate. They are, however, down 3-0, so they do need to speed up at some point, but this is still a pretty comfortable situation here for them. They're just opening doors for Sam, hoping he can get some nice picks. He's been pretty good so far, and I have watched Sam play quite a bit of sniper before, and he's very good at it. So I don't blame him for doing this, and actually we get a trade by Gongon and Soapy Meister. And that could actually be dangerous.
Yeah, but on a bit of a flank there on PC. Ends up thinking better of it as the rest of the red team shows up. But this is a cap now, picked up by a sticky bomb as well. This is a bit of a player advantage. For QMD, you can see them immediately adjust. Try to go back into Zoo, open the door once again for Zam. He wants this angle, but you can see already, it is Logai in behind, but does that matter if you lose your demo? Kobe now has the back off. It's even Ubers, yes, but this is so much space you could take now. No demo man, absolutely huge. You must be going for some kind of sack. Look at how far in Saigai is already.
He wants these kills so badly. It's pretty obvious that there's sticky traps above here, but I like how aggressively he peeked this. As Sam again just wants to get more and more picks here. They can't really do too much while Yum Yum is down, so. Like, all you can really hope for in this situation is just to get the sniper pick. And look at, oh my god, does Logan have like some sort of magnetic chip in his brain that just attracts bullets.
Is he just wearing the shiniest than usual known to man that my config can't see or something? Like, that is insane. Down again. They trade Donovan for it. This is aggression coming into lobby as well, so that means Zam is going to go down. And unfortunately, for QMD, the demo pick is not enough to successfully push the last. G6 hold on. And find themselves, honestly, a pretty decent advantage to try and go into second here. You have to be careful, though. Losing this push, it would just mean a round loss. It's about 7 minutes to play
gets
for.
air shot.
Oh my god!
But
They're getting a force in now, right? And this is low guy having to pop the counter Uber, but this is not looking too bad for G6 as one Gung in on to lobby does get cleaned up here, and instead now it is Zam back on the soldier in through rollout. No one is there. G6 have to chase him back. It is one soldier not on the pain train, has to fight the scout, the soldier, everyone else in the kitchen sink. But doesn't make it work. Instead, it is G6 capitalizing on the second point. And Steven Uber's still beater.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I feel like G6 keep losing fights and then they're ahead somehow. Loga gets picked off by Donovan. Really nice bomb in there. Timed that perfectly. And there we go. Oh, I don't know how Logan died that quickly. Did he get an air shot or was it a sticky trap on the rock? I'm not sure. But he is dead. Real dead. Once again, no medic, no problem. They're just going to force them out, try to captain this mid. And they're just waiting for Logai to come back in here, but they are going to get bullied off the point eventually. So finally, QMD left with a really sizable, tangible advantage that they can make use of. This can't go wrong, Quantum.
But they don't have that much time to capitalize. They're down 3 rounds, right? 6 minutes left. You kind of have to go. No time to really properly plan out your push. You don't have time for any of the stalemates. You kind of just have to send it. Bot mode is playing very aggressively in this IT, ready to pounce should they forget about its presence. And just go in onto middle here on the flank as the Ubers pop through choke instead. But bot mode finds that one kill onto Yum Yum as Kobe is traded across. Soapy dying as well. But Logai back onto last. 60% has a scout to keep him alive, but this is a lot of QMD members. You have to go quick still. Pace cannot slow down as Donovan hits a decent early rocket there onto Cap, but is not quite enough so far. Logai can heal this up 80%. G6, they get their players back up. QMD missing an opportunity here, and I think this might be a crucial one.
Why did Donovan go in? There was like no reason. There was no follow-up at all. Just a solo play. I don't understand. Uber's gonna come in here, bully everyone out. Okay, so somehow Yum Yum just walks out through the choke, even though there's like an Uber in choke, and nobody saw him at all. Just slinks out of there, and then eventually ends up dying to Kobe. Anyway, weird sequence of events there. As oh, that's a pause. Oh, it's a tap out. Oh, they even have it timed out.
Exclamation mark tack. 60-second pause.
Why?
Welcome to the future, Beta.
Yeah, okay.
You know, in Europe, we just do tack pauses, and then we don't even know that they're tack pauses. We just have to guess.
Yeah.
And it's either a Finnish guy whose mouse doesn't work as precisely as he wants it to, or we're tack pausing.
I don't...
That's just how it is, you know? Do you ever watch Tomas, like, set up his stuff at LAN? It's crazy.
In what way? Well, how do you mean?
He's a scout main. Everything has to be like to the millimeter. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's like one of those people that have like
if his monitor isn't the correct, like precise decimal contrast ratio, he gets upset. You know?
That makes so much sense. All the good scouts have like obsessive setups like that.
Yep.
Where I'm just like, really? I'm just gonna take like my old shitty ass keyboard and then I'm gonna just like put it down in a roughly the right spot, and that's probably it. Yeah.
Whatever feels good, you know? We're back live already. That's the power of the tack pause. As Speedy is 100% Uber. Advantage to go in. So just go forward here. Big bomb in from Saigai. Does get flashed once again, and it's 2 early kills onto the scouts here for G6, which means it's kind of hard for them to hold on to second. Now QMD, you have to keep this ball rolling. 4.5 minutes to do so if you want to take points off of G6. Spoiled that perfect record, but Kobe is spoiling your round with 2 quick clean kills. Is Logan onto Donovan as well. Zam is hiding in a corner, but his team has not capped second. And so what can you do now? The scouts are respawning. But what can he possibly find? He has to just go for a back cap or something like that. Hope the G6 forget about the point.
Yeah, it's almost capped out. Like, it doesn't even matter that he doesn't have
Mode is staying behind. He's so smart. Now's the 1v1. Zam is hitting 1 rocket, but there we go. Can't beat the scout in the 1v1. Unfortunately, you're bringing a knife to the gunfight there, sir. And I think G6. We're Europeans. We're used to this. I think we're running out of time here.
Pablo saw that one coming. He has a big brain. Soldier predicted with ease. Donovan just lands on a big sticky trap and choke. Yum Yum cannot get out of there alive. Logan is just feasting on these guys, just outplaying them super hard. Push gonna come in now. Actually, Logan goes down.
Wait.
These lock and low pipes are just being a menace right now out of Saigon, but Uber's still not really getting too much done here.
I mean, you say that, right? It's a lot of players going down. Speedy managing to survive. Bot mode on 29 HP above, but Kobe gonna come in and find one. Little consolation frag. We are fully into our favorite time, which is the dead time, where nothing matters anymore and nothing hurts.
But
as we sit and enjoy the wonders of
it could
Nihil.
last way longer. Have you thought about that?
We could make this last 5 minutes for fun, you know? But like, you know something I was talking about? Like, I thought about this, and I know that you like StarCraft, so I think we should just talk about it anyway and not care. We're talking about obsessive setups, right? Do you remember how Flash would bring a ruler to every single setup he ever played at?
Yeah.
Like, that's maybe the hardest thing an esports player has ever done. Like, sit there, like, he would sit and he would put his keyboard, he would bring a ruler to tournaments, and he would put his keyboard and mouse pad exactly, like, to the millimeter where they were every single time.
Yeah, I feel like that's standard practice now these days. People are just like, yeah, we should probably do this. That makes sense. But, yeah, it's one of those things that just feels so obsessive. Like, sure, can't you just vibe that out? But no, it's just the consistent setup. And, you know, I feel like a lot of people could learn a lot from that when you go to LAN, to just have a consistent setup where you know this is how I like it. This is what I'm used to, because very often when you go to a LAN, the chair is slightly too short and things aren't quite the same distance from each other, that kind of stuff. Oh, Yum Yum actually took down Law Guy. He was just hiding in spawn like a gremlin, just with a scoped-in sniper rifle. There we go. Takes him down.
The beauty of the dead time, Peter, is that this is the time to get a skybox. You know what I mean?
Yes. Get clipped on. Alright, Botmo,
guys,
he knows what's up.
Psy Guy, I need you to get flashed by this Uber charge and double sticky bomber in through choke, and then just get sent to smithereens by Kobe.
He actually did this in the pregame. He was just jump straight up and then just let Botmo to headshot him. so he did it. He did it.
Oh, but they didn't air shot him. We have to do it again. Run it back, guys. Run it back. The minute and a half left. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
for the boys,
I'll be real with you. I am just on the bot mode camp. I don't really care. Oh, he's got a crater.
Oh.
Tragic.
Unlucky.
Who else can we watch? Does anyone have a market gardener? Like Donovan usually does, but he's also
Does Soapy have a market gardener? Soapy has a market gardener.
True. Yeah, Soapy's a clip.
The coward. Give me like a cool market gardener speed shot type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, speed shot into a bunny hop.
Yeah, into like the bunny hop thing where you stay on the ground and you keep the rocket jump thing.
Yeah, keep that alive.
Right?
Yeah.
The bunny hop? That's just what it's called?
I think so.
That's crazy. There's like 26.
Hey,
we got it!
We
got it, guys! Peter's happy. He can make a frag video now.
Yeah, that one's not going in the video, but actually, maybe if
what about this one?
Yeah!
Yeah,
okay.
Guys!
And
then he headshots the medic!
Yeah,
we have the frag video! Woo!
There we go. I'm just
Let's
not
go.
gonna put in the HUD. It's perfect. Alright. There we go. Actually,
QMD can
a
still
pretty
win this.
competitive match.
Yeah, that was good.
I was pretty impressed with QMD. They played well. This is a good team. They really made them fight for it.
Yeah, they kept G6 honest. I think you're coming sort of towards the end of the group stage at this point, right? And this is where you have to keep momentum going. And you saw G6, they're taking a little while to come into the game. As you said, some of the play felt a bit sloppy, but then after a while they kind of woke up. But they didn't have time to get all 5 rounds. They got 3, where at least 2 of them were quite convincing, right? Like at least the first round was very, very even until we had the round reset, and then all of a sudden we went back to mid, and G6 were unplayable for 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way this team goes. I think for me, is that G6 when they're on, they look unstoppable.
Yeah,
so
it's kind
the
of
way
like
you
a
beat
pretty
6 is don't let them go on.
Yeah. It's just a pretty decent team, and then they do something, and then you're just turbo fucked, and you get destroyed. You just don't let them do that, and it's easy.
But yeah, G6 are staying on top here. By the way,
Yeah.
undefeated still in the group stage.
I want to. This is the question.
Yes.
Do you think they're actually going to win it all, or do you not believe in it? Is it not real?
I don't believe in them.
Oh, we've got a hater among us.
How could I? I think now, to be honest, Beta, after what I've seen day one, my predictions coming into the tournament was going off of online performance where G6 were not very good. Now we're watching LAN G6 and LAN G6 are very good. But I also think, like, I still kind of am holding onto the hope where, like, the G6 playstyle is also still one-dimensional, in the sense that they still only operate and function entirely through whether or not the soldiers are doing anything. And I also think there is a world where you just, kill the soldiers and then you win. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see if that happens, right? I think the teams, the other top 3 teams should all be smart and good enough to be able to do this. They're not yet, but it's also the group stage. And in the same way, the Witness scrims, where Witness Europe were rolling everyone and we're going to win the LAN, don't really count. Maybe the group stage games also don't really count. I think Froyotech, as much as we enjoy and looking, and it's interesting and fun to see the Froyotech on the top team in the tables, right? Froyotech are notoriously, for many, many times, many LANs in a row, not the top team in the group stage, and then they come out in the playoffs where it really matters, and then they win, right? You can't count these guys out yet. But, I mean...
Yeah, it definitely... I don't want to say the group games don't matter, or they mean nothing, but they also don't mean everything. You can't draw too many conclusions off it. So it's just all about, like, how can these teams get going and find the groove. Because you had all these scrims, that was a pretty good indicator of how things were going to go, and then you have these group games, that's a better indicator of how things are going to go, and then tomorrow you're going to see the real result. Right? That's how things are going to go. Actually, it's going to be... We're going to have one playoff round today, right?
Yes. I will be casting this. By the looks of the schedule, I will be casting this starting at 4 a.m., which is when I thought I was going to be done. It is now 2 a.m., and I think because of that, we should let Beta go to sleep. So I want to do very, very big shout-outs to Physgun and the other sponsor, Manco Store as well. Of course, for helping us out, the sponsorship, making sure we have a tournament in the first place. But guys, let's all say goodnight to Beta. It's 2 a.m. I'm going to keep going. I'm here. You guys are stuck in here with me on the B stream for the rest of the night, unfortunately.
I need my beauty sleep. I'm sorry. I'm out of here. I'm old.
But Peter's going to go to bed. We're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to cast again, guys. See you in a bit.